but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust.
Make some noise.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Johnson outside. Johnson the screen. From downtown. Sinks the three-pointer. Johnson's got his second bucket.
Oh, so good in catch and shoot. Cam Johnson has sweet mechanics.
Pass the ball. Here is Williams. Right side, ball. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Brooklyn trailing. Claxton with it. He's guarded by Williams. Back to Claxton. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. And it's the Hornets ball. Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Jordi Fernandez.
In talking to Coach, he discussed the hidden talents of LaMelo Ball. Coach said he's still a young player in this league, but we can't take that lightly. We've seen what he's done to soft defenses. We need to be physical. So we'll see if that defense tightens up for them. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Melton. Still scoreless. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Since moving back to Brooklyn in 2012, the Nets, Greg, have won just 2 playoff series.
Just think about the all-stars they've had. KG, Pierce, Durant, Kyrie, Harden. I could name more. The Nets just haven't been able to put it together.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
.137 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Ball. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
Well, the great length and the great size of the backcourt, LaMelo Ball continues to improve as an interior scorer.
And the basket by Johnson.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Miller outside. Bucket is good. Miller's got 5.
Well, 9 times out of 10, that probably is a miss, but somehow he finds a way.
Back to Melton. Johnson outside. Kicks it out to Wilson. Just 5 on the clock. Spins. From the line. It's rebounded by Salong.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Miller, no up. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's Portis. And Portis throws it down.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up. Outside, Ball. A three-pointer off the mark. Tie game in Brooklyn. And we'll be back right after this.
15. The Hornets. 15.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
Here's Shepherd. There's the screen. There's the drive. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. And stolen by Portis. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Great Kentucky native Reed Sheppard followed in his dad's footsteps and stayed local for his college years.
How cool was that? His dad, winning 2 national championships for the Bluegrass State, was named the MVP of the '98 college tournament, and he even had a brief stint in the NBA. Reed, the 3rd overall pick of the 2024 draft, blazing his own trail.
Here's Whitehead. No scoring in this one. The Hornets pull it in. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Pass to Sheppard. And it's off from three-point range. Nets trailed by 3. There's Portis. Here's Clowney. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
Yeah, simply stated, you have to take care of the basketball, and they don't on that possession.
Charlotte leading by 3. Pass to Thor. They get it back. Here's Sheppard. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. A 3 ball. The shot missing. For 3, Portis. To the wing right side. And the foul on Josh Richardson. That's his first foul.
First team foul. Coming up on the floor for your Knicks.
Here's Wilson. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Here's Portis. Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
You know, Greg, one thing you notice, we were just talking about this with the Hornets in recent years, a lot of changing lineups.
And you expect that with the team, with where they're at. They're looking for any advantage game to game and trying to build that identity as a franchise.
Now, here is Miller. 7 points in the game. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Control the offensive glass.
Great defense, and have the possession end that way. That's tough to take.
And a big part of perimeter defense, Greg, avoiding screens. What are some of the tricks of the trade in that regard?
Well, sometimes you have to get skinny. I mean, other times it's using your strength. A lot goes into it. Also, you know, getting a cadence for the screener. It's one of the more challenging aspects of NBA defense.
Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. Johnson surveying the floor. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
Paul with a wide open look. That 3 off the mark. Brooklyn trailing. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the Brooklyn Nets wasted no time hiring their next coach, Jordi Fernandez, shortly after the conclusion of last season. Despite his youth, Fernandez has been on the rise after stops as an assistant with the Kings, Nuggets, and Cavs, as well as coaching the Canadian national team. Kevin?
Now, D.A., we've been talking about Jordi Fernandez for a long time. Now his big break, and I'm very happy. I know we all are for Coach Fernandez. Hey, David, thank you. And the Hornets with possession here. After the basket by Brooklyn. Again, ball missing.
Listen, we know the mid-range game is in this guy's arsenal, but you wonder, should he have moved it just one pass more? Unselfishness can be infectious. Terrific teamwork.
Now, here's Ball. 8 points for him. One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
One thing that impresses you about LaMelo, the way he reads defenses and makes the game easier for everyone around him.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
We've got 1:23 left here in the second. Pulls it up. Charlotte no good that time either.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
Back to Williams. Johnson wide open. He fires. Comes up empty here. That puts him at 3 for 6. Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. Charlotte again missing. Williams with a clean look. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Williams has got the lead up to 3 now for the Nets.
What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
Pass the ball. Picked by Williams. From the arc. And Williams with the stuff.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint. Now, here's Thomas. Nothing on the board. Just 5 to shoot. Off target with the free throw line, Jay. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Nets out in front, leading by just 1. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Brooklyn Nets. They lead by 1. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
The Nets shooting their first free throw of the game here. Now, here is Miller. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Miller's got 9 points.
Great finish. What a setup. Terrific ball movement there.
Johnson down low. And then Johnson with the dunk.
Defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
Pass to Solon. Hits it from 3-point range. Solon's got it all tied up now for the Hornets.
If you leave a teammate of LaMelo Ball that wide open, I promise you he will find him.
Stolen by Ball. Ball is left side. There's Miller with the 3. The rebound by the Nets. Williams inside the line. Ball with the rebound. And so here's Charlotte. On the wing, Wallace for the lead. The shot comes out.
And
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot.
Here's Ball, following the bucket by the Nets. Miller surveying the floor. There's a screen by Williams. Johnson with the rebound. The Nets with the lead. And you talk about complementary pieces, Doris. Cam Johnson could fit on any team in the NBA.
And that is because, Kevin, he has got one of the most valuable skills in the game today. That's range shooting. He's got size and a quick release, and he just continues to grow on the defensive end.
There's a screen. Here's Salong. Johnson with the rebound. Brooklyn with the ball. Count that one. Now it's a 4-point Nets lead.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Ball. And Ball slams it in.
Yeah, you can see the impressive vertical of LaMelo. This guy gets to the cup and slams it home.
And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And the Hornets making a change here. It's a close game here in Brooklyn. Johnson outside. Pass to Thomas. Now Johnson. Wallace covering. It's good. Johnson's got 9 points.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Knocked loose. It's stolen by Johnson. And it's Johnson with the jam.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
A three-pointer is right on target. Ball's got 5 points now in the quarter.
What an electrifying game by LaMelo Ball. Is anyone more exciting than this young guy?
Down low. Pass to Vanderbilt. And here is Wallace. Here's Salong. The kick out to Ball. In the corner, Vanderbilt with it. And the dunk by Vanderbilt.
That unselfishness of LaMelo has been on display since day one.
It's stolen by Vanderbilt. On the wing, Wallace. Here's Ball. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 17 points in the game. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Charlotte.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. And that aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steal.
And another theme in this game, to me, guys, has been how lethal they've been in transition. Attack on the break and make sure you convert.
Here's Claxton. Lays it up off the glass. And the Nets lead by 1.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
And Anthony Melton picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Substitutions on the court.
1:11 left in the third quarter. To the inside. Out to Miller. Vanderbilt with the screen. Miller with the ball. Picked up by Portis. Into the ball's out of bounds. Vanderbilt touched it last.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised to see that pass coming his way and just really reacted too late.
Pass to Whitehead. Back to Melton. To the right side. All alone. And it comes off the front of the rim. Charlotte trailing. Wallace outside. Miller outside, and he drops that one in. Miller's got 4 points this quarter. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Clowney. Tries the spin move. Can't convert off the spin. Inside, Richardson. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Now it's a 3-point Hornets lead. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Hornets lead by 3. Live from Brooklyn, New York. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this 4th quarter promises to be a good one. And so it's Charlotte with it. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Green deciding where to go with it. Back to Wallace. 6 to shoot. And it's Green missing. Nets trailed by 3. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Personal foul.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here's Shepard. They kick it out to Green. Pass to Richardson. 5 on the clock. This one for 3. Buries it from 3-point range.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Here's Clowney.
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
No one near Shepard as he lets it go. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Driving the lane. Whitehead's shot is off.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the 3. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
Portis in the post. And he banks in the layup. Portis has got the game tied up here for the Nets.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Shepard, that's good.
And after only making 35% of their shots in that first half, they are slowly getting into a groove here in the second.
Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. Both teams will make substitutions.
On the court.
And so here's Charlotte. A 2-point game. Here's Shepard. Charlotte no good that time either. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Brooklyn Nets. Diabate grabs the board.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. Shepard off target with his 3.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Well, as we move into the 4th, it's been an even game.
Guys, teams have exchanged the lead 5 times thus far.
Now Shepard kicks it out to Richardson. Here's Thor. Hands it from downtown. And the Hornets lead by 2.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here? in the second half.
Timeout.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Well, during the break, listened in with what Jordi Fernandez was telling the team. Now, Coach was still pretty positive. He told his guys a handful of shots completely changes this game. Just a few good minutes, and we're right there. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Here's Miller. Pass to Salon. Lets it go with a three. And it's the Hornets another three.
Already, Miller showing he has no problem in the big moments. How about the gut from that young man?
Here's Johnson. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Miller inside. Quick shot there, and it's off target.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Stolen by Ball. Pass to Miller. 1:39 left in the fourth quarter. Miller with another miss.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Here's Johnson, and then Johnson with the dunk.
Vital basket there. This is just the time and really just the situation when he looks to take over.
Outside, Ball. There's the pick. Pass to Salon. Over Johnson. Charlotte no good that time either.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Well, there's no doubt there were better options on the floor, but it certainly seemed like he had his mind made up.
A clear look for Ball. It drops.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Back to Thomas. Tries to save it. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas. There's 39 seconds left to play in the final quarter. They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Here's Miller. And the rejection by Claxton. Back to Ball. Shot clock at 5. Tries again. Money!
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
It's Thomas outside. Nice defense from Holtz. And they go to the intentional foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Team second. Shooting for Charlotte.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
And as long as they can keep doing that kind of work at the foul line, this lead will be safe.
Basket good. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Thomas. Second personal foul. Third team foul.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6.
Shooting 2.
And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good. Can't connect. And so it's Charlotte with the win.